We have a Fox News alert now, and Fox News is confirming that the Justice Department will not prosecute James Comey for leaking classified information. DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz had referred the former FBI director for potential prosecution. But an official familiar with the deliberations tells Fox News, quote, everyone at the DOJ involved in the decision said it wasn't a close call. The source goes on to say, quote, they all thought this could not be prosecuted. You may remember Comey penned memos memorializing his interactions with President Trump in the days leading up to his firing. He then passed those documents to a friend, a professor at Columbia University, who gave them to the New York Times. During congressional testimony, Comey admitted as much, and we learned that this decision came down recently under the tenure of AG Bill Barr. So, Ari, what do you think?
Wait and see. There are a few things more serious than the government's power to prosecute somebody criminally. And before people weigh in and say whether it was right or wrong, let's see what Michael Horowitz recommended, exactly what and why. Let's see what DOJ reviewed. What were their grounds to not prosecute? So at this early stage, I'm not going to make any comments about whether this is right or wrong until we see facts. The one thing I do want to wait and see also is what will President Trump say? Is he now going to go after Bill Barr because it was the Barr Justice Department that didn't prosecute?
And then what's next for Comey?
Well, and it's also a reminder that we still have a report coming from Michael Horowitz about potential FISA abuse and other abuses by the FBI and the DOJ. And we also have the John Durham investigation that's going on as well. And remember that Comey released those memos to spur a special counsel investigation, and he got what he wanted.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
Also, it shows that he's not quite the Boy Scout that he's always claimed. You know, when the Inspector General refers your behavior for prosecution, it just goes to show that obviously there was a weakness there, and he doesn't have the best moral compass as he's tried to sell in order to make a bunch of money.
You know, Ari, you mentioned wanting to kind of wait to get those facts before you react, Dig, and I wonder how many of those facts we're going to get and how long that's going to take.
Well, there's some reporting that 2 of the Comey memos were classified as confidential after he set in motion the chain of events that led to them ending up in the New York Times, that he might have thought he was acting appropriately at the time, maybe or maybe not. But when you talk about prosecution, you've got to go into a court of law and prove it beyond a reasonable doubt if you're talking about a criminal prosecution. So wouldn't Jim Comey love more than anything of being prosecuted and then winning? That, and by the way, President Trump would not want a loss. If you go, you better have your case in hand if you're going to go to court over this.
But James Comey would not want to go to court and win or lose. You don't want to go to court. You do not want to be charged with a crime.
He does like grandstanding, though.
Point.
I think he would like to come out and find a bunch of microphones.
Right.
Oh, I think he's
could write
plenty
another
capable
book
of grandstanding without going to court.
True. But, I mean, realistically, what do you think is next for Comey as it stands right now?
I think Lisa made a great point. We don't know what the rest of the Inspector General is going to find. Comey is not home free. This is just one of the behaviors that took place. We still don't know about the FISA warrants, the behavior, the origins of the Trump investigation. This is just the leaking of memos, which even if it's not a crime, boy, was it immoral. Boy, was it unconscionable. Boy, was it bad judgment. And that's what Comey did.